Mm, 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 mm. Uh, 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 uh. Sorry. I got this radio thing hooked up. All right, so welcome back to the Script Flip Network. We're flipping the script. I'm God blessed, and you have liked, shared, and subscribed to this if you haven't commented by the end of this review. If you can't get through it, just come back to it later, because I don't know how I'm going to get through all of this in one shot. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. The Sign O the Times Super Deluxe box set of Prince material. So my first impressions, I talked about it. You heard what I said, and it stands still. Still, it stands. What I said. What I said. Well, I said that there wasn't. There was too little in this box set for what they were charging. That's what I said. Now, there's a lot here, but like it's trumped up to look like there's Mo. Like that live disc, they said something like it's like 92 tracks. It's not 92 tracks. It's like 54 tracks or something. Well, no, not even that, because the playlist I made of like the listenable stuff, if you take the frisbee disc and throw that away with the short mixes and a couple weird remixes, um, I kept I kept a few things in there that, like, the remixes in my playlist. I kept obviously the album itself in there. So it's actually maybe 30 tracks or something like that. That's weird just to think. So you're paying a lot of money to get that. Obviously, like many others, I still haven't gotten my box set yet. Originally, I pre-ordered it, and then I said, no, I'm not giving my hard-earned money to the WB, because, as I've said before, what I said that Warner Brothers saw Prince as more worth more dead than alive to them, and I just said it again here at the 2:30 mark. All right, so what happened was my birthday's coming up soon, and my wife, she got it for me. You know what I mean? Of course, I want to hear the stuff, but I have a free YouTube Music subscription, so I don't have to click through ads, and I can just listen to the whole thing. Which last time we had a box set for this, I was mad because Amazon, which is where I got it from, uh, they didn't have a digital copy available on their site. Where normally, if I buy a CD, especially the Prince albums I've gotten through there, there's a digital copy to download through Amazon. For 19.99, the box set, there was no download for that, and the only way I had ripped the CDs, which I was not gonna do, I found a website where I could download the 1999 box set, even though I bought it, because I didn't want to scuff my CDs up. So the only disc I've used for that was the DVD, which again here, if I can find a download for it, or if there's a download code in this box set, I'll use that instead. So that puts you in perspective of where I'm at. Not gonna do vinyl. I do not do vinyl. I've only, like, the day before Prince died, I actually was in Detroit and bought a lot of vinyl off of like an antique seller, and there was a lot of stuff in there. I got, like, you know basically everything between the, like, 84, 86 era or something like that. Like, there was, like, all that vinyl, but I never once played any of it because I don't have a record player, and to be honest, I'm not an audiophile. You know what I mean? Like, I love getting high on music, but I'm not the kind of guy that has FLAC downloads of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I like good quality sound, but, like, I have my own mixer. I have a board that I can tweak things with and then make it the way I want. Aside from that, like, I'm not gonna have a physical vinyl library just to impress you when you come over to brag about your promotion at work. All right, so I can't go disc by disc because I already tore apart the offerings from this box set and remixed everything, and I'm still not finished getting the playlist in the order I want. But I'd like to talk to you about that live video that was dropped on YouTube recently. Again, it's pretty cool that you can look at that stuff. Like there's no price of admission to get involved in that. But like I was a little disappointed that there was how do you put it? You pay for the DVD and then it comes up on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like what is the deal? But each time that they've released things on YouTube like that, I've downloaded the MP4. So then, again, like if I was to rip the DVD, now I don't have to. So it's cool that I got to see that. Like I heard elsewhere, I didn't see the first part of the video, and then all of a sudden when he starts tearing down the balloons, I was like, oh, I've seen this, that like after show thing with the Miles Davis when he walks off. That tape is so good. And what was crazy about the first half was like I was like I noticed it wasn't as tight, you know what I mean? Because obviously I've seen the Sign of the Times movie, and I've seen other bootlegs and stuff like that of many other shows, and it's like you can tell that it was a new band, and like they could effectively do the set. By the time you get to the audio disc that's on this box set, which is I'm sure a later, if not one of the last dates on the tour, you go from the New Year's party to whatever date the other the Germany show or something. That's way tighter, and the audio is mixed better and stuff like that. So that's cool. But it's kind of remarkable to see, while like the first Ave show, or I mean the Paisley Park show has got everything there that you're used to, but almost in its infancy. But then what's crazy is the after show is so tight. Like it's like almost like they worked harder on that part, and then like they just got better and better and better through the tour. And like that's cool. I can appreciate that. All right, so 7 minutes. So this morning I was listening to a set that I found. It was called "Can I Play with You," and it's got like 4 or 5 discs. Comment below if you know what I'm talking about. It's basically, it starts with the Flesh, and then it's got a bunch of stuff that's in and around this box set that's included, and then it goes into the other iterations of the Flesh, and it's got like basically all the work from that era, bam, in really good quality, much better than I've heard it before. And I don't want to tell you where I got it because I don't want to get them shut down, but it is stuff I've heard before. But like in context of what this is now, it only proves again that there's a bunch of shit missing. So what was my favorite stuff? When I look at my playlist, I got this first. So that track still like is my favorite. And I never, how do I put it? The mix of the original album sounds really good. I feel like if I could describe this box set, everything sounds yellow. Everything is brighter. Everything has got like a standard mix. In some cases that's bad, but in a lot of cases, like the actual remaster of the double album, Sign O the Times, it's got brighter mixes, whereas the original, especially because I had like a cassette that I would bump in my old car, I'm in an old car, it would just sound like darker, more bassy and stuff like that. And like these are clearer. Like listening to it specifically, I hear so many things in it that I never heard before. And I played the digital copy on YouTube of like the original that's on YouTube from like the 2-year-old upload or something. And it sounds similar, but the thing is like I never really bumped it like that. I always bumped it on tape. So I can't sit here and say that the remaster is so much better, but I do know it's all leveled properly. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously there's dips because the tracks vary so much that once they got that sequence, they're from all over the place. They're all different kind of sources. So there's loud songs, quiet songs, shit quality songs, better quality songs. When it comes to that, the Sign of Times album, I was very pleased to hear alternate versions of what's on here. Like, um, the one, how do I put this? Okay, so it says there's the Housequake, Moquake on here, which I've always had. I like the extended mixes. There's a remix in here of what's that track? You Got the Look. I like the version which I wish we had. I was expecting it. The one that's got like the fake banjo solo in it. If you know what I'm talking about, there's a low quality version that was on the iRecords release, the last one, I think. Um, and like Sheila E. Goes like my turn, and then like she does like a drum or something like that, and then he's like, can you play this banjo? And she goes, what kind? And then there's like a banjo on a keyboard, and like there's a lot of versions of that song. Like on this podcast that's been coming out, they said that You Got the Look was supposed to be slow. I want to hear that. Why can't I hear that? You know what I mean? That's my complaint about this box set. There's a lot of good stuff on here though too. So sticking on topic, the Sign of the Times album, I was into the Ballad of Dorothy Parker with horns. Yeah, yes, sir. It's so dope. But like I thought last night, I can see why the horns aren't in there, but I also love the horns. But now I'll probably never be able to listen to that song again without hearing like, and it kind of has like I don't know, like an LA Confidential vibe or something. Like it sounds like some sort of like a like I just, to me, let me try this just for a second. That sounds a little bit like I'm like a private investigator. I come home to my flat, you know what I mean? Like I pull the bed down from the closet wall, and I pull the suit coat off, and I've got my gats like slung over. I got the gun holsters and stuff. You know what I mean? I'm puffing a cigar, and I'm just sitting there, just, man, I'm thinking about the perp, you know what I mean? I'm just, you know what I mean? It has a little bit different vibe. Anyway, so the other versions on the album, there was, this one, of course, this Dream Factory thing. You know this, right? You know this. The end part of that track is really dope. I like that trip. I'm glad there's a clean version of it, but back to my complaint that I usually have, which some people don't like this, is like, I already have this song. And then one person goes, well, why don't you shut up? Here's this. Bootleggers, who are like the for sure Prince crackheads, the addicts of the purple stuff, they bought these things. They were the first ones to distribute this stuff. So, you know what I mean? Before he died and this stuff was readily available on YouTube here and there and everywhere, before the Google Plus forums and stuff like that, people were profiting off of bootlegs and rarities and soundboard recordings and all that stuff. So to get that version that you hear that you had before, someone had to have like stolen it, made generations upon generations of copies, and then finally you get a version of it. And it's implied that a lot of people already have it, so it's like almost like the estate is trying to get ahead of the distribution of these different gems and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll get into that later, but there's space. Even if they're going to leave this same sequence that they had, there's space for more. To me, I don't need a live CD that represents the tour. Although that's cool, there's just so much in circulation of what that stuff is. I want exclusives. I want to buy the set and be like, oh my god, I didn't know. And I feel like the people involved with putting these out, they want to have a version of the song, if at all possible, that you didn't know about. So sometimes I'm disappointed that there'll be a track that I know, and then I press play and it's that song, but it's another version, and sometimes it's not the doper version, if I could put that plainly. You know what I mean? Like, I would much rather the set be like, I want all 8 versions of Big Tall Wall, right? And then let me pick the one that I want to bump. You know what I mean? Put all 17 versions of Soul Psychedelicide in there. You know what I mean? Make a whole box set of Soul Psychedelicide, and then let me pick it, and then I can just bump whatever I want off of that. Because if they're gonna charge this much, they might as well just do the thing. You know what I mean? Like one thing that's weird is like they put that old original version of I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man on there, which is cool, is very good, but it doesn't fit in this set. It's weird because it's such an early iteration of it. It should be included in the box set for like Prince, or you know what I mean, like the 70s album, you know what I mean? It predates the drum machine era. So it doesn't make any sense that it's on there. I don't like that. Like I like having the song. Like you when they dropped it earlier before the box came out, it was like, oh dang, like this is deep. But then once you get the track list, it's like there's stuff that just doesn't belong there. So anyway, we've got, trying to think of alternate versions of stuff that was in the record. There's all right. Well, let me think about it. The remaster is good. What was there? Was there another version of any other song in there? There was like some remixes. There was, oh, Forever in My Life, right? There's like an early version of Forever in My Life, and that one's really dope too. Um I think I like it more. I think I like that version, like with the acoustic guitar. It's just iller. So anyhow, moving right along, I'm just gonna go through the playlist as I got it. Um, I don't think I can do this review without saying how fresh this is. Although I knew about it, I've heard different like rehearsal versions of it, and I also heard like the versions that were around the George Clinton era. This studio recording, which someone recently told me, they were like, oh, this is the version that like they did when there was a rehearsal for the Madison Square Garden show. It is that, but it's not that recording. There'd have to either be in studio overdubs later, or like my theory is that that's all Prince, and then like there's overdubs with maybe the vocals that were cut during that rehearsal, or later they came in, because I don't know. I don't want to sit there and like split hairs like that. That's an annoying conversation. But this is my favorite track on the album right here. Um, Obviously it's a different version than what you get on the Purple Rain record. I wasn't looking forward to it because the Sheila E version I heard, I never liked that, and it's weird to me. Like, but this one is so fresh. It's the dopest record on the album. It's the most high I've gotten on the album. There's still some tracks on there that are really, really fresh, but that one is the greatest. I really like this. You better not demonetize me for playing these. Slow Love sounds great. Probably one of my favorite tracks on the set. It's Gonna Be a Beautiful Night, really, really dope. I like how it's used. It's used like how they did the Purple Rain record, where it's like it's sourced from a soundboard track and then there's overdubs in it. I wish there was more stuff like that in his catalog. Like I wish he had like a whole live album um with the overdubs and stuff like that, and just like do fresh material, you know what I mean? Like stuff nobody would have heard, and then by the time the record comes out, only whoever went and bought a ticket to the show would even have heard it. And to just the whole thing from the ground up be like a perfected studio quality live album. That would have been really, really ill. Like the way that they did that Baby I'm a Star that like 30-minute version or whatever, the way that they cut it down and then he added the extra overdubs and stuff like that. I wish there was a lot more like that, and hopefully there is, but like there's probably not. Um, this one I'm not crazy about. Wait. This is the definitive version. This right here, this is it. But the first one that they give you, not so good. I'm not crazy about it. And for posterity, just to make my point, I'm going to find it. And I'm going to click on it. And I'm going to turn the dial up. That's perverted. That's wrong. Erroneous. But, you know, like some of these people, like I wrote some things in the comment boxes on this stuff and people want to attack me. What's weird is when I saw someone's opinion, I never attacked them. I would read it and be like, I disagree, and then move on. So it's interesting that like when I say something, people want to like slit my throat. I'm not even trying to instigate. It's just weird. So anyway, moving right along. This right here, you got to include this. But again, it's something that we've had, you know, big tall wall. Like there's a lot of this stuff that was already had. So the problem is with this set, unless I'm a 101 type guy, unless I'm the guy who like, I know the Parade record, the Chair Under the Cherry Moon, I know Sign of the Times, I know Purple Rain. If I'm that guy, this box set is going to blow my mind. But the problem is like I guess I spoiled the surprise because I was already in 2014 way too deep. You know what I mean? I was hearing stuff that even today when I see it uploaded on YouTube, the way people write on there, they'd be like, he was the most prolific, this is amazing, God rest his soul. Like that's the way I felt when he was alive. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, nobody's going to understand how fresh this stuff was until later. And I didn't know it was going to be such a short time before people were like getting the tattoos of the symbol on his neck or whatever and be like, I'm sold. He's my favorite. It's just a shame that they didn't take care of him when he was alive. You know, like I thought recently, if you'd have bought a ticket when he came to town, which I know it's expensive, but like, look at this box set. You could have afforded it. He would still be alive. I feel like if you'd have really supported him while he was alive, he would have been putting out box sets like this. They could have done the deals that they had to do, and he would have opened up the vault, mixed it the way he wanted to, on his terms, on his sequencing, all that stuff, you know what I mean? And you wouldn't have people coming out the woodwork being like, you know, I was really close to him, and one time I was smoking a cigarette and he broke it in half. You know what I mean? He was a dick. And that leads me to my other point. I feel like this round, they're interviewing a lot of people and really like making him look bad. They're really telling versions of stories that make him look like a total asshole, which is weird. It's like they're trying to sell a product, but then they're also trying to make him look as like human and check this dude out on his bad days. Like there's a way of like putting out a product, and then there's like, it'd be like, you know, it's Halloween time. We want to put out a brand new Pez dispenser. You know what I mean? It's super collectible. You got to get this Pez. But before you buy the Pez, we want to talk to you about how the Pez CEO is like a not kosher person. He's like kind of a weirdo. You thought Willy Wonka was crazy. The Pez dispenser guy is off his rocker. You know what I'm saying? The train had left the station. He's one little Pez thing just shy of a Pez dispenser. I'm having trouble describing this, but like, if you want to sell the record, why would you, before you sell the record, be like, first things first, this guy was freaking weirdo and he was a dick. He made good music though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it devalues the product. You know what I mean? Either pick what you're gonna do. Are you gonna make them sound prolific, or are you gonna make them sound awful? Because a lot of these stories coming out lately, you know, like people are like coming out who weren't in the camp around the time he died, obviously, who were kicked out, and now they're capitalizing on the ability to have the microphone. You know what I mean? Like they're putting books out, they're doing all this other stuff. They're doing too much. So moving right along, we got this one. This is pretty good. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and play the whole record for you, but that one, when I first heard that, that was pretty crazy. You know what I mean? Like Rebirth of the Flesh, like they said Solia Colia and I got sick. I was like, did I just catch Solia Colia? The first time I heard it, I asked my sister, like I was playing it and I was like, got a little bit of a head cold now. Like, is this a haunted record? Like, what is this? The ball is super dope, you know what I mean? Eggplant. This is one of my favorite Prince beats. For those who don't know, I used it as like one of the beats on Lyrical Miracles, and I slowed it down and bumped the bass up. I used a lot of rare Prince tracks and a little bit from the albums, but again, this is a project that was in motion way before he died. So to hear real good quality versions of these songs is awesome. It sucks I didn't have the high quality versions to have the beats to rap to and stuff like that originally, but it also makes me feel like the ultimate hipster douchebag to have already rapped to these beats, though. I'm not trying to get points from you or to make you go listen to the record, because obviously it's a rap record. It's not going to be as fresh to you as this or whatever, but a lot of the beats on this record, like Rebirth of the Flesh, I rapped to that. I rapped to, man, I never even thought about this conversation, but a lot of the stuff that's on this I did use. And Eggplant is a friggin' awesome beat to rap to. It's just so ill. If you look it up, look up God Bless, The Lyrical Miracles, or Rest in Peace, or Thought Bubbles by AJ Southpaw. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I rap to from like rare Prince and stuff like that. Most of it is kind of like the 1999 vault era. So it's a lot of stuff if you're into rap and stuff like that. It's just a white guy rapping to Prince beats. There's a lot of it. There's like 4 or 5 discs of it, and I would probably still do more, but it was an obsession of mine before he died, and after he died I had so much work laying half done that I kind of finished it up and then kind of sat on it, you know. That's not what this is about, but on the topic, that's where a lot of my memories come from when I hear some of this vault music. Is like, this beat is so fresh, and when I slowed it down, it was like you hear all these little subtleties in it. Push the bass up, it's just ill to drive around to. For a year or so, I would just listen to the beats. The better half of 2 years maybe, I would just slow these vault tracks down, isolate, take the vocals out, you know what I mean? Just hem up everything so that it had the transitions and it had the solos in it, and it had like whatever change ups you could apply without the vocals being in it. And it's fresh. I still have all of them, but I don't know if I would put it out just with the beats. You know what I mean? It's not fair to the younger me that worked so hard to make that. So if you want to make the beats like that, go ahead. But like it was a lot of work, and I wouldn't want Lil crackhead to be rapping to those beats because he just found out about Prince the other day, and then I got to listen to how he's like trapping really hard at the strip club to those beats. You know what I mean? Like, my stuff was like way different style than what people rap right now. So I can't vouch for that. So anyways, long story short, a lot of these beats, I love them so much. And some of the tracks, the lyrics are really queer, you know what I mean? But like, to just bump the beats, that's why I feel like people should get more Madhouse. I feel like this box set should have had the Flesh stuff. It should have had the Madhouse. It should have had the weird avant-garde in it, because it's already got some weird in it. You know what I mean? If it's got Jealous Girl in it and it's got Eggplant and stuff like that, then it should have the like the funk stuff. It should have some of that work that obviously was left out of here. It's bizarre. Like this one's really dope. This one's dope. Um, Wally's a track that we already had. This version is way overproduced, I feel. Where'd you get those glasses? That sounds like it, but then it goes a little bit crazy. It's like it feels as though. See, here's the thing: is everybody hears that it was deleted? You know what I mean? Like, what if this is the version that we got, and then like the story was he just kept adding more and more to it, and then just said like erase the tape. You really think she erased the tape? You know what I'm saying? Sit there for 18 hours on a song, and you'd be like, all right, erase the tape, and you'd be like, right. I'm deleting it right now. No, I'm not gonna delete it. I didn't delete it. Like, this might be the version. You know what I'm saying? Like, check it out, Wally. I don't know. It's such an ill track, but I feel like this has too many overdubs. There's a couple of them that are overproduced. Like, what was it? Oh man, I'm trying to find it. I'll find it. I'll find it in there. Cocoa Boys. That's the other one that, like, it's almost as if it was like 6 a.m. and it was like, if I just add one extra vocal to it, it'll be better. And then like, you gotta be like, we gotta leave now. You know what I mean? We got stuff to do. And they'll be like, all right, just print that and whatever. We'll figure it out. It's a shame that we don't have more work in here. You know what I mean? I want the infantile versions. I want the version that and I want the version that went too far. I want to hear all of it. All My Dreams is a really good trip. I'm sad that they don't have like a longer version of Crystal Ball, because that's what this was. You know what I'm saying? This is like missing that, When Dawn of the Morning Comes, this is super fresh. That's a ill track. Promise to Be True, that's pretty good. Bees Like That Sometimes is pretty good. Walking in Glory, yeah, that's really ill. I like that. I'm glad that's on there. I wish we had, if you guys could figure it out, like give us a gospel record, you know what I mean? Just put like all the praise songs, like all these weird gospel tracks or whatever, just put it out all together. Don't put the songs we already have on the set. Just show us a vault album of just like some like straight up avant-garde Jesus music. All right. That Says What and Blanche is pretty good. At first I was like, oh man, I don't like this, but then I've had the ride stuck in my head. And that's the telling truth of how effective these tracks are. Is there songs that I didn't like that have been stuck in my head far after playing them, and like obviously I get dumb songs stuck in my head my whole life, but to have just heard these a little bit here and there and